So the most important thing about the Bible when we read the Bible at Highlands is to think of it as one story. It's not 66 individual stories, but it's one story with 66 books within it, divided into the Old and New Testament, but it's telling one story. And it's the story of how God is at work to redeem people from sin, to redeem all people from sin, right? That is the goal of the Bible, is God is trying to gather all people back to God, like a mother hen trying to gather her offspring to herself. And ultimately, all of Scripture is pointing to Jesus Christ. We read everything, the Old and the New Testament, through the lens of the gospel, for that is the clearest revelation of God and shows us the depths of God's love. It shows us how far God is willing to go to redeem people. And so when we read the stories, we aren't necessarily reading them for moral lessons, just for moral lessons to instruct us, although they do teach us and they do instruct us. But ultimately, we're reading them for what they teach us about God. We read them and we say, how does this help us better understand God and God's love for us? And then after that, we say, okay, then how then do we live in light of this? In light of being loved by a God, in light of being loved like this, how then should we live? How then should we love one another? But we're reading and learning about God, learning the one big story about God gathering people back to God. And then, and only then, do we then look to ourselves to understand who and how we shall be in light of that.